Hello everyone. I, Dr. MS Rathod, welcome you all to this NAAC Accreditation training platform. And in this video today, I am going to share with you about the recent updates on the new NAAC accreditation system, which are going to be implemented in August 2025. So if you are a director or a principal or a IQAC coordinator or a faculty member of a college or a university, then watch this video till end because the useful information is there which will be helping you out in getting the NAAC accreditation success in the new NAAC binary accreditation framework. So dear friends, let's begin. In this video, I am going to share with you that why there was the need to launch these reforms and then what is changing in the 2025. Then I will be sharing with you that what are the two-tier accreditation structure. Along with that, I will also share with you that what are the parameters overview, that how many parameters would be there in the type of institution. Then I will be helping you out to learn about the role of AI in accreditation. Will explain you that how the NAAC is going to use the artificial intelligence in verification of the data. Then I will be sharing with you that what is the MBGL, that is the maturity based graded level 1 to 5, and then transition from the old to new system, how it would be done. Then I will be helping you out to learn about that how the foreign university would be welcome for the NAAC accreditation, and if you are not taking the NAAC accreditation initiative, then what are the risks involved. Along with that, at the end of this video, I will be sharing with you the strategic preparation roadmap so that you can start preparation for the NAAC binary accreditation framework or MBGL, whichever is applicable to you. So dear friends, let's move one by one. So let's understand why these reforms were required. So all of you are knowing that the recent episodes happened in the NAC and the peer team visit manipulations were there. Some irregularities were found and it has been pointed out by the regulatory agencies. So that this old system was lacking the scalability, credibility, and transparency. So that peer team visits were manipulated by the many institutions, and so far only 18% of the colleges and the 40% of the universities have been accredited by the NAC. So, and along with that, these reforms were required because NEP 2020 is having the transformative changes in the education system, and this is the system which would be in tune with the NEP 2020 provisions. So, dear friends, let's understand what is going to change in 2025. So, the older accreditation system, all of you are knowing, was known as the revised accreditation framework, and in this revised accreditation framework, there were 7 parameters, and there were the grading system was made from the 0 to 4 scale and based on the CGPA calculation, and there were the peer team review visits were there. So in 70% was the quantitative data and the 30% was the qualitative data which was governed by the peer team, so that all these things would be abolished. And now this new system, which is known as the basic accreditation, or we can say is the binary accreditation framework. So here it what would be the change, that there would be no grading system would be there, no A plus plus, A plus B or C or whatever the grades are there. So now the institution would be known as the accredited, or it would be called as the yet to be accredited or not accredited. So there are two types of system, that's why it is known as the binary type of system. So this system would be the AI driven, and it would be based on the document submitted by the institution. Along with that, after completion of the basic accreditation structure, the institution would be eligible to move to the MBGL, or the institutions which are already having the accreditation validity, then they would be given the chance to move to the MBGL directly. So if you are a college or university which have never applied for any accreditation, then all the types of institutions will be going for the binary accreditation framework. Number two, if you are a college or a university which applied the accreditation, but the accreditation was expired before the 30th of June 2024, then you also have to go for the binary accreditation framework, as the accreditation is not valid. But if you are the institute or college or university which is having the accreditation validity expiring after the 30th of June 2024, that means you are not allowed to fill the IIQA. That's why the NAC has given that once the MBGL system would be launched, then these institutions would be having the time of 3 months to file the NAC accreditation application to the NAC. So this is the way how this institution would be entering into the different levels, basic accreditation or binary accreditation framework, or MBGL level 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. That depends, because now in August, the government, the NAC is going to launch the binary accreditation framework, and along with that simultaneously they will also launch the MBGL guideline for the public review, so that any institution is having any review or any feedback about the system, they can submit that. So the time frame would be given, and afterwards this MBGL would be launched. So in that particular system, there would be 40 to 55 parameters that would be in the basic accreditation. And when this institution would be moving towards the MBGL type of system, there would be the 80 to 100 advanced level parameters. So we can assume that basic accreditation level would be comparatively easier, while moving to the level 1, 2, 3, 4, the complexity and the desiring of the document quality, and along with that the initiatives by the institutions would be expected at the higher level. So now let's understand what is this two-tier accreditation structure. The first one is the basic accreditation, that is also known as the binary accreditation framework. So it would be completely document based. There would no be any peer team visit. There would be the binary outcome, that means institution is accredited or not accredited. And this would be involving the artificial intelligence. Along with that, the stakeholders will be verifying the documents. Earlier, the data validation and verification team was there, which was hired by the NAAC. This was an independent team, but the chances were there that some irregularities were found. So that this time NAAC has introduced the stakeholder based verification. So we'll be explaining you in the coming slides that what does this actually means. And the second type is the maturity based accreditation. That in this maturity based accreditation, institution which are eligible to enter into the level 1 to level 5, and in that higher benchmark would be set, as I told you earlier. So up to the level 1 and 2, there would be no peer team visit, while level 3 and onwards, there would be the hybrid or online and plus physical verification would be there. So this verification would be done on the hybrid mode. And along with that, this maturity based graded level is that NAAC want to volunteer the institute to elevate their quality parameters and adopt the growth oriented approach towards the higher education. So dear friends, this was about the two-tier accreditation structure. Then what is the parameters that would be involved in that? So in the basic accreditation parameter, if you are a university, then you would be assessed on the 55 parameters. If you are autonomous college, then 50 parameters would be there. And if there would be the affiliated college, then you would be having the 40 parameters to be assessed. While the cutoff scores would be there would be marking into this each and every parameter, there would be 10 attributes. And out of this 10 attributes, that the total marks would be there. And if the university is able to get the 50% marks, this would be cutoff. Then they will be given the accreditation status, else it would not. And autonomous institution have to score 45%, while the affiliated colleges have to score the 40% minimum. This is the cutoff to get the accreditation status. Then now this is the new thing that NAAC has introduced, that is known as the credibility score. So credibility score would be the score which would be based on the documents that the institution has submitted. And these documents would be verified by the stakeholders, and that they would be the retired vice chancellors, faculty members, or some NGOs would be there. They will be assessing the document authenticity along with the artificial intelligence help the NAAC will be taking. This credibility score would be ranging from the 0 to 1 scale, and by default, all the institution would be given the initial level score of the 0.5. And once these documents would be verified, and if the documents are verified and found authentic, then the score would be increasing. And if the document are found fake or false or manipulated or irregular, then the score would decrease. And in case if this has been proven that misconduct has been conducted by the institution, then the institution would be barred for the 3 years. And along with that, the reviewers which are reviewing these documents and authenticity, they will also be monitored by the artificial intelligence. So this is the credibility score which will be ensuring the transparency of the system, and there would be lesser or minimum chances would be there for the manipulation, as the whole system is online, the AI driven. Along with that, the multiple check system are there. The reviewers would be verifying the documents, and the reviewers credibility will also be verified by the artificial intelligence. intelligence. So this is the credibility score, one of the very important parameters. And so that whenever the institutions are preparing for the documents, they should start earlier and right now even, I would say, so that they would be able to prepare the authentic documents along with it, because artificial intelligence use in the accreditation process would be making the process more transparent, and there would be very less scope for the manipulation of the data. So it's advisable to all the institutions who are aspiring to go for the NAAC accreditation. They should be start as early as possible and start collecting the data in the systematic format. Now let's understand what is the role of artificial intelligence in the accreditation. So in this recent announcement which was made by the NAAC officials to the newspapers, there it was mentioned that there would be the auto-generated stakeholder questions. Artificial intelligence system would be generating based on the data which has been submitted by the institution. The random questions would be generated and it would be randomly sent to the 100 reviewers, and the feedback of the 100 reviewers would be received by the NAAC, and based on that credibility score would be determined, and then it would be cross verifying the document claims. Along with that, it would be tracking the institutional and reviewer credibility also. And the motto of the NAAC is there that we do trust the institution, but verifying also is required. So the role of artificial intelligence is the, you can say, landmark change in this new system, which is going to be implemented in the August 2025. So dear friends, again, I would be reiterating that starting with the authentic documentation as early as possible would be in the interest of the institute to get the accreditation system if they are going for the basic accreditation or binary accreditation framework, or if they are going for the maturity based graded level, then this complexity of the data or the difficulty level would be increasing. So start early would be always beneficial. Then there would be the 5 levels of the maturity based graded level. So eligibility would be there, that institution either must have to pass basic accreditation first, or they must be having the valid accreditation if they want to go for the maturity based graded level. So the institution which are having the valid accreditation, say for a example, an institution is having the accreditation valid up to 2026 or 27. So they voluntarily may enter into the maturity based level, or they can enter at the time of expiring validity of the accreditation. So that there would be the progressive levels. Level 1 would be having approximately 60 parameters, and level 5 would be having the 100 parameters. So you can expect that as the level would be increasing, the number of the parameters along with the complexity of the parameters would be changing and would be increasing. So we can say that this new system is basically the outcome based system, and in that would be 3 types of attributes. First one would be the input based attributes, second one would be the process based attributes, and the third one would be the outcome based attributes. So as the complexity level or maturity level would be increasing, then you can expect that the outcome based attributes would be having the more weightage, and there would be more parameters for the outcome based accreditation assessment. So that assessment type would be at the level 1 and 2, it would be completely online, while from the level 3 to 4, it would be hybrid. Hybrid means there would be online plus on-site visit by the institute. So recently, the institution which already have undergone the revised accreditation framework, they also had the online visit in case of the colleges, and in case of university there was the hybrid type of system. So the 2 members of the peer team were present on the site, while the remaining members of the team were sitting online, and they were assessing the document. So in this manner, this same method would be continued in the maturity based level as 3, 4 and 5. The focus of this maturity based graded level is to encourage the innovation, governance and NEP alignment. So dear friends, this is about the maturity based graded levels. Then how this system would be transitioning from the older to the newer system. So the institution which are already accredited, they will be reapplying under the basic or maturity model, or they are having the previous grade A plus or A, that do not auto convert. Once this accreditation validity is expiring, then they have to undergo for the MBGL. Then the new applicants have all together begin with the basic accreditation, and then they have to have the strong documentation prepared with and authentic documentation would be the key in the new accreditation system. So, dear friends, the foreign university would also be welcoming for this accreditation framework, as we are all are knowing that the foreign university bill has been passed, and the foreign universities are allowed to launch their campuses in India in collaboration with the existing university, and these universities would also be coming under the purview of the NAAC accreditation, and then same system would be applied to them also. Along with that, the accreditation would be voluntary but advisable for them, and then it is boosting the legitimacy, trust, and the student preference. So this, you can expect that the NAAC accreditation would be holding and aiming towards increasing the quality of the educations and education parameters. So, dear friends, what would happen if you do not go for the accreditation? So, as we all are knowing that the many states like Maharashtra has linked this rank accreditation with the admission intake. So, if the institution would not be having accreditation status, then the admission would not be allowed to by the university in case of the affiliated colleges. And sometimes the NAAC is also being linked for the institutions which already are accredited. Say, for example, they are running or governing the distant learning program. So this would be impacted if they do not continue the accreditation. And then the different grant schemes like RUSA, UDC, and AICT grants would also be linked with the NAAC accreditation status. And if you are not accredited, then the other institutions which are getting accreditation would be having the edge over, and the loss of public trust would be there if the institution do not go for the accreditation. And then there would be inability to implement the NEP reforms which are going to be implemented in the higher education system and are under the process. And then there would be no global or national ranking. Ultimately, we can say that NAAC accreditation is the brand value of the institution also. So the institution should be uh, putting the utmost care while preparing for the NAAC accreditation system, so that their image and their brand image, their value, their impact in the society in front of the students, so that they can get the good quality of the students. Now, dear friends, let's understand what is the strategic preparation roadmap. Now, what the institution should do. So the first thing that institution can do is that they should conduct the documentation audit. So do not wait for this thing that when they set the timeline that within 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, we are going to apply for the NAAC accreditation. So you have to have the audit of the documentation which are already there. And if you are taking this coming academic year, then you should be carrying out the lot of activities which are in alignment with the NAAC accreditation parameters, so that you can get the accreditation, basic accreditation successfully. And if you are going for the MBGL, then you can score good in that MBGL system. Then mapping the evidence to the 40 to 55 parameters in case of the basic accreditation, and improving the internal credibility system so that it would be helping you out to get the credibility score on the higher side, so that the authenticity of the documents would be established. Along with that, prepare for the stakeholder feedback. This is very, very important thing. And one important tip I would like to share with you, that even whatever the activities, academic activities, placement activities, or seminar or conferences, do share on the social media platform, because artificial intelligence would be verifying all these details and documents from the institutional website. Along with that, across the social media platform, when this event was launched, when this report was published, along with that, the images and the videos that you are uploading, that they will be tracing that also. So that be careful that whenever you are conducting any event or anything, then spread out in the social media, so that it would be taken up by the artificial intelligence whenever the assessment or data validation and verification process would be done. Then the institution which is going for the basic accreditation should not aim only for the basic accreditation. They should be targeting for the maturity level goals, so that MBGL level 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5, so that you have to have the complete strategy for the NAAC accreditation preparation. So, dear friends, this is all about the recent updates about the NAAC accreditation in the new system. So dear friends, if you like this video, then do subscribe this channel to stay updated for the recent updates and the videos that I am going to share with you on this channel. Along with that, if you also want to learn about the 10 attributes of the binary accreditation framework, dear friends, I would invite you to join my WhatsApp group, and in this WhatsApp group you will be staying in tune with the recent updates. Along with that, you will be also receiving the important tips that will be helping you out to prepare for the NAAC accreditation success at your institution. So by the time I, Dr. MS Rathod, signing off from this session, and I will be seeing you inside the WhatsApp group, and your comments about this video I would like to see in this comment box. Namaskar.